This is Tom from Rise of Kronos, and you are listening to the Dan Shan Show.
So I have Johnny, guitarist, and Tom, vocals from Olympic. I love this. Olympic death metal band, Rise of Kronos. How you doing tonight, guys?
So thank you for having us. It's really cool to be here. We're doing really good. A long day of work, actually, because, death metal is work, of course.
Yeah, of course.
And it's really cool. Thanks for having us.
It's an absolute pleasure. How are things in Hamburg tonight? How is we're just discussing the weather. I mean, this weather in Northern Europe's been a bit brutal, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's fucking cold, actually.
Canceling shows.
We just survived the blizzard, exactly. And the old buddy winter is coming.
Winter is coming. Exactly. Now, for those that don't know, can you explain what is meant by, and we're going to get deeper into this, but can you explain Olympic death metal? Because, I'd never heard of it before, saw you guys and heard about you guys. Yeah. And I'm sure there's so many other people out there that are going to now know who you are. So let's talk about Olympic death metal.
Yeah, sure. So it started all back then when we started the band, I think in 2010. Especially the former band. So we renamed our band in 2021 during the pandemic. So back then, when we were 16 years old in 2010, we started the former band called Surface. And I always was a big fan of the Greek mythology. So I said, okay, let's do a death metal band, but with lyrics about Greek mythology and artworks with Greek mythology. So, and then we think about, just label that, just do a little label, just try to stand out a little bit. So we created this Olympic death metal, which obviously refers to the Olympionics back then in the Greek mythology or in the Greek history, actually. So that's a little, just a little.
I love that, and the fact that
gambling with words.
Obviously, you've got a shit ton of Viking metal bands, right? We know who they are. You've got Nile. You've got Nile doing Egyptian. You're covering the Greek side of things. Is there any other bands doing a Greek thing or touching on Greek, or is it just you guys?
I guess there is the stoner band called Planet Zeus. They're from Greek. And then you have, of course, Greek bands like Suicidal Angels, but I don't know any bands who cover the whole Greek mythology stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But it's a great, you got many themes, many brutal ways to die, many brutal ways to betray people in the whole mythology thing, and many, poetic and philosophy ways. So it's a never-ending story with these guys.
And I want to touch again upon it in a few questions' time. But first off, I want to talk about the fact that your last album was Imperium back in 2024, and you've really recently released the title track for your new album, which is Slaves of Time and Poison of the Gods. And you've just announced that, Slave of Time will be the title track, as I've said, and it's going to be released on April the 17th. How excited are you to be getting this out? I mean, it feels like it's a long way away, but it will go quite quick. So are we excited to be doing this?
Tom? Of course.
Of course.
It's a never-ending output. You just, it's a hassle. You have to write songs. You never stop writing songs. Last year we've been playing a bunch of shows across Europe, UK, Netherlands, and stuff. And we just never stop writing music, actually. And when we are feeling to put out some music, then we just do it. We don't have a label. Actually, the last album was no label. This album is no label. It's all self-released, self-distributed. So we just thought it would be time. And with our new guitarist, Henna, we had a change. He's bringing some many new vibes into the band, with new perspectives, I would say. Some songs are more in the modern way. So we just thought it would be a good time to put out new music. Other bands need 10 years to put out between albums. 10
of course,
years.
Yeah.
We're not that kind of band, so just out with it.
Excellent. And Tom, why did you choose these tracks as the lead singles?
Yeah, actually, it wasn't my choice, to be honest. It is always a choice of all of us, because we are really democratic in the band.
Good.
Actually.
That's what it should be. Otherwise, you save arguing with each other if you make it democratic.
Yeah, you should. Sometimes you need someone to say, "Yeah, let's do it that way," so or something like that. So you need a driving force, and we all are driving forces in some topics actually.
Yeah.
And yeah, we decided to put out the first single, "Slaves of Time," because it was one of the songs that it was written really quickly actually, and you write 10, 12. 13, 14 songs, something like that, for an album. And then there are a couple of songs that are written so easily. You just have the instrumentals, and then the vocals fit in perfectly. For some reason, I don't know why. Sometimes it is really easy to write a song, and when this comes together, it has a big potential to be a quite good single actually. So we decided, let's do it. Let's take this song and bring it out actually. So
Awesome. And we touched upon it. Tell me about the lyrical themes and the concepts behind the tracks. How do you choose between what? Because Greek mythology is quite big. My sons are fascinated with it. They've studied classical civilization and stuff, and they're obsessed with it. So they tell me about it. I don't know enough about it, and we'll touch upon the Odyssey film coming out soon. But what makes you choose which route you go down? There's so much to talk about.
yes. Actually, after some years, I think now it is 16 years since we write lyrics about Greek mythology, it's not that easy to find stories. So when we started out, we just tried to rewrite stories in lyrics. Yeah, we
Right.
took a story from the Greek mythology and then rewrite it to fit in the song. But now, since the last two albums, we started to write our own stories about Kronos, the rise of Kronos, and Kronos taking over the Greek ancient world, and tries to spread out his might and his power, and just make it big. And for this album, we actually thought, okay, how could we take this Imperium stuff to the next level? What could we do lyric-wise to tell a story? And then I thought, okay, why not find some kind of how is it called? There's just a whisper, something like a whisper about there's a prophet about the control of the time. So, and then, okay, that would fit a little bit because Kronos has to evolve his might a little bit more. He has to manifest what he created after taking over. And this is the whole album is about finding this prophecy and trying to deal with corruption in his state and what he built up after the last album. And yeah, we try to take smaller path about the main story, and then I try to find spikes, or let me say spikes or something like that, about the story. So there could be a song about the prophecy itself. There could be a song about one character in the storyline. There could be is a song about one object that matters in the story. So and then you can be really creative actually. And
sure.
There's the whole another part about the philosophy actually, because this is something I like to include as well. So then, and from this point on, you're very there's so much to talk about.
For sure. And talking about bringing those songs to life as well, you've got two great videos for these new singles as well. Do you enjoy doing them, Johnny? What's your take on doing the videos and being a part of all that? Because they're great videos.
Yeah, they are. They're actually from Mick, a friend of us, Mick Figura. We made three videos with him. This new one, Slaves of Time, Poison of the Gods, and then a couple of years ago, Separate the Sheep from Goats. And he's a very, very professional dude. What you can see, the videos are very, very high quality.
Slick,
and
yeah.
It's so cool, and it's a great way to work with him. It's just awesome, and we never use we never use AI and green screens. We did use green screens in the past with other music videos, but we always want to look for a great location, And this Separate video was in the old, what's it called? Tom, helf mir mal, Steinbruch. What's it called? Stone.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know the English term.
I forgot it. They say it in Stranger Things a couple of times. I don't know where you get stone. It's like a mine.
Oh yeah, okay,
And
yeah.
yeah, and the
A
last
quarry,
video
like a
was
quarry thing, like an
yeah, a quarry.
yeah,
It's a quarry. It's a quarry. Yeah, thank you. And Slaves of Time was filmed in a cave in Europe,
Cool.
biggest event cave
It's
actually,
mint.
where they also film other bands. And it was 10 hours of shooting. We were pretty exhausted afterwards. Little spoiler, we will put out a little documentary about this, just 10
That's
minutes
cool. I love those
behind the
things. I
scenes
love that.
material. Yeah, let people know what work and hassle this all stuff is. And like everything, it's a very natural democratic progress. We meet just like now. We are not everybody in every place. We meet in a Zoom session with Mick, and then we talk about the ideas, what's the song about, the stories, and then it develop itself. Many decisions are made during the filming. Actually, sometimes let's make it like this, let's make
Yeah.
it like this, and it's a whole natural process. It's not all planned out, and it benefits from it, I guess. It's not that I don't know how to say it. It's just a cool way to make it, and it's very, very chill. Chill, dude. No problems, and it always looks great, and the output is always awesome.
For sure. Now, I was going to ask you about how the writing and recording has evolved for you over the years. Obviously, you've changed name, different members and stuff. How do you think? Obviously, you've been doing albums for many years now. How has that whole process, just in general, evolved for you guys personally?
Oh, it changed over the years quite actually. A couple of years ago, we always wrote the songs in the rehearsal room with each other.
Yeah.
And it during the pandemic and during that Tom is not here in Hamburg where our main quarter is. He is other end of Germany actually, but we talk every day and are every day in touch. We just have some stuff is creating in the rehearsal room, like some songs, 2 sessions and they're done and great. But sometimes somebody comes with a whole idea, whole riffs, whole songs in the rehearsal room. Then we discuss it, look at the details. Slaves of Time actually is all written by Hannah, our new guitarist, and Tom made the lyrics. And we just we heard the demo. We always pre-recording it and to hear and look how is it on the ear, not always when playing live. And we say it's great, it's good shit, and that's how we do it. Sometimes in the rehearsal room, sometimes people come with whole ideas, and then we just record them and see how it plays out.
Nice. And
not that jamming stuff. Many people are jamming. We're not that of a jamming band, actually. It's sometimes pretty sad. Sometimes it's a very, very, very dull process where we tell our drummer, Marco, can you write a drum in your Cubase? We have a PC in the rehearsal room, and then he just write the drum rhythm in Cubase, the MIDI drums, and then riff about it, and that's cool. And then it's a whole. People who know what I mean, the block process. It's a verse,
sure.
This is a bridge riff, this is a chorus riff, and then the big Lego building is happening, and then what works and what not.
Now, talking about evolving, Tom, tell me how the band, and talking about history as well. Let's go back in time and tell us about the concept of the band and what got you to where you are now.
Yeah, actually, when we started out all these years ago, we were kids, so we we had no idea how to do things. We just started as a jamming band, as Johnny said just minutes ago. So we tried to make hard metal, of course, combine it with everything we like. So we were really influenced by bands we liked back then. And now, after so many years, we played a lot of live shows, we toured, we know what works live, I think. And when you have some experience, you try to build on that. So nowadays, when we write songs and concepts for an album, we try to think about, okay, how could this sound live? Actually, when we play a song live, what could it look like? What feeling will be transported with that?
I love that. I love that you write music with live in mind. I love that.
Yeah, And sometimes
Always,
it's actually
always.
really challenging because, you know, of course, there are parts you sit down in your office and write a riff or write a lyric line or a whole lyric for a song, and then you just pre-record it and record it in the studio and stuff like that, and afterwards you think, okay, and now I have to practice to play this song live.
Yeah, yeah,
And then
yeah.
it's sometimes devastating
Yeah,
actually
yeah, yeah,
because it's
yeah.
hard. Yeah, and then this is something that evolved as well because over the years we get a little bit better, I think, actually. So you practice and you get better in your on your instrument, and then you try to challenge yourself in writing, and then challenging yourself in practicing for
Of
live
course.
shows.
Yeah.
So, and then this is something that changed as well, of course. And yeah, and as I said, the creative process is different because of the new stories I have to tell,
Yeah.
and I want to tell, and then you have to make something out, and you have to go deep into it.
Do you ever write with the listener in mind and write and imagine what it's like as a fan? Like, let's put fan ears on and go, hey, yeah, that sounds fun. I'd love to listen to this and get into it that way from a different perspective. Does that help?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
I think so, especially for some songs. On the last record, Imperium, we have a song called Legio Titanum, which is referred to a group of people that supported us over the years and still support us. It's I don't like I don't want to send a fan club. I would say a community around the band,
Right. Yeah.
actually, and it's open for everyone. Everyone
Sure.
can join if he or she wants. So, and we wrote the song Legio Titanum, and then as I wrote this the lyrics for the song and put together the Lego pieces, we think about, okay, how could we create something that the people could sing with us, and then it turns out that it is perfect to sing a song together with the crowd. And we used to do that over the last year during our tours, and it was so nice. We recorded some of the moment when we sing the song together, and it always gives me goosebumps. Actually, it's really,
Cool.
really cool. I
Special.
really like that.
Johnny, can you add anything to that?
Yeah, of course. It's actually one of the songs with 2-session rehearsal, and it just works. Sometimes it's magic. Sometimes you just put hours in a song and then you just throw it away or put it on the on a staple for later. But it's it's I would say the approach of professionality, the level you want to achieve or you want to do this. Everybody in the band is not living from music. We are normal 40 hours per week guys, with anybody with his own work life balance, I would say. And we can, of course, just meet once a week or once a month and play one show in Hamburg, and that's it the whole year. But we just want to make it in a professional and cool way and have this community built up. And over the years, it just works pretty good for us.
So talk about the shows. You touched upon it. Let's talk about shows coming forward. I mean, how prolific are you doing your shows? You know, obviously with all the commitments you have in regular life, how often do you get out? I see you've got some shows coming up in a few weeks, or this week, I think, isn't it? Coming up. And you've got,
right.
You know, how prolific are you, and what's the year like? How are you going to be backing up the new album?
Yeah, actually, we are going to play a couple of shows now around the release of the album. Of course, we have a big release show in Hamburg, in our hometown, where we the very big club for the first time. It's I don't know the capacity right now, but for us it's a big club actually. So it's a little bit it makes me a little bit nervous, but I'm excited to go there. So it's cool. So we will do those shows, and we are going to do a smaller tour in fall, I think. And then let's see what happens about this during the summer. And we would love to go on tour again, like last year. Last year was really lucky. We played, I think, in the whole album cycle for the Imperium album, we played almost 50 shows. So
right.
And that's for normal guys who have a normal job. It's a lot actually.
That's impressive. Yeah.
not compared to professional musicians. But yeah, so and of course I would love to do this again. I, yeah, we will see. I don't think that we are going to play that many shows this year, but hopefully in the next 2 years,
Yeah.
we're going to play more tours. And yeah, let's see how it involves. So we would really love to come back to the UK, of course.
Yeah.
We've been there with Vader, and it was so much fun. I really, really,
Awesome.
I'm a big fan actually
Yeah.
of the UK, so I would love to come back.
So what's a Rise of Kronos show like? What kind of fan? What could we expect from seeing you live?
Can you expect? Expect full blow action live. We
Yeah.
give everything we got. We play like maniacs. We play with you as the visitor, of course.
Yeah.
We just have fun. We are a band who love to play live. We are a band who love to doing some funny shit with the audience and just give everything we have and what we can give. And this is what you always expect from us,
Of course.
no matter what.
Now, what do
Yeah.
you prefer? I think I know the answer to this question, but what do you prefer, studio or stage?
Stage.
Yeah.
Definitely
you're gonna
stage.
say that. I've divided
Yeah,
it straight.
yeah.
Why? Just is that why you started playing because you wanted to play in front of people?
Yeah. We
Yeah.
our drummer Marco and I back then as we founded the band, we actually had a live concert so we were booked for a concert and then we founded the band actually. So
Right.
actually,
Okay.
it is like that. So yeah, we're a live band actually. We always been a live band. We try to write the best songs. We try to do a good production and stuff like that, but we belong to the stage, and we want to give the audience a show that is a real show. We don't want just to play our songs.
No.
And of course, we make mistakes on stage. We sometimes
Natural. Everyone does it.
Yes.
Hetfield does it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Hammer does. Everyone does it. Everyone makes mistakes.
Yeah, and it's more important to do a great live show. I don't
Yeah.
think that I will remember a show from a band that played perfectly. Of course, there are bands that play perfectly, but I remember the show that was a real event, that was a real show, that just kept stuck in my mind because I had a great interaction with the people on stage, for example, or they had a great show. Of course, hey, we are not like Sabaton or Powerwolf that can make
Yeah.
such a huge
Yeah.
production on stage. Of course not. So, but we do as much as we can. We try to make a good-looking stage, just like banners and stuff, and just to do a good light show. And we
Great.
try to interact as much as possible with the crowd. And yeah, we just have a good time with everyone who's coming out to the show. And that's just what I love to do.
I love it. And Johnny, do you agree? Do you enjoy being on that stage as much as Tom?
Yeah, totally. Being in a studio is always like an exam you have to learn for. And if you didn't practice enough, didn't learn enough, then it's always a little, it's not my type. It's always a little time pressure.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I
I
get
have
that.
always work everything perfectly. We have a cool producer with Nino. He made this album and the last, the Imperium. It always sounds killer with him, and he's a very great producer. But we just are a live band. We want to play live. Being in the studio is cool, but playing perfectly live, then I can listen to the CD. I want a live experience. I want that something has happened on the stage, and always have that in mind. And yeah, that's
Great.
the thing.
Great. Now, I've got some fun questions. You handle some fun questions? You Germans are
Sure,
fun.
let's go.
You guys,
Let's go.
Oh, Germans are so fun.
some British banter there, Okay, so what's one thing everyone should try at least once? Tom.
One thing that everyone should try at least once in life. right? That was the
Yeah,
question.
yeah, that's the question. Giving Johnny lots of time now to think, but he'll be first up on the next question, so don't worry.
Actually, oh Jesus Christ! Get drunk in Glasgow.
Right, okay, good. Johnny?
Shouting in a microphone in front of 500 people.
That's good enough for me. Yeah, I like that one. Okay, this is deep now. This one, ready, Johnny? This is your first for this one. So Tom's gonna get some time. If you could know the truth to one question, what would it be?
The truth to one question, what could it be?
Yeah. What would your question be?
How can Hetfield play this down picking with 60?
It's very good.
Answer.
I'm a drummer. I know that. I know what that means. But a lot of people will be like, "What the fuck is he on about?" But we get if you know, you know, right? Okay,
if
Tom.
You know. Yeah.
Yeah, Tom.
Will we meet all the people that we lost over time when we are dying or when we're dead?
Yeah, nice one. Okay, if you could steal credit for any piece of art, song, film, book, or anything from history, what would you claim as yours, Tom? It can be an album, it could be a film, it could be anything.
Yeah, of course. I'm a really big fan since my childhood. Of course, writing Star Wars.
Okay, Star Wars, nice. Johnny?
The score from Interstellar by Hans Zimmer.
Oh, that's a classic.
Nice.
That's a beautiful one. Love that. A bit of time. Yeah. Love that. Okay, so if you could choose one song to play every time you walk into a room for the rest of your life, a bit like an entrance song, a walk-on song, what track would it be and why?
Walk by Pantera.
Class, yeah.
Don't have to explain that.
Yeah, he does explain that. It's a classic. Tom?
I Want It All by Queen, but not a single version, the version that is actually on the Miracle record. So
nice. Okay, so this is a good one. What is your Johnny? Tom, you're first on this one. What is your unpopular musical opinion?
Unpopular musical opinion is that. Okay, wait. I got it. I think baby metal is highly overrated.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. Tom.
Modern Talking wrote really great songs.
Okay. Yeah. That's not unpopular. That's probably right. You know what I mean? Okay. Here's one. Now, everyone usually goes one way with this question, but I just like to ask Ev anyway. Should non-metalheads wear metal shirts?
No.
Why? Why no? They're for us, right?
I don't wear anything from. I don't know. I don't wear West Coast hip hop stuff.
Yeah,
so
yeah, it's true. Two-pack top. Tom?
Yeah, I would agree because it's just a cultural identity.
Cool.
It's something that really matters and really gave me the strength to keep up when I was younger. So it's really important.
Yeah, I get that. Okay, who do you think is the new legacy band? Who's the band we're going to be watching in stadiums in 20 years' time when your Metallicas have gone and your GNRs have gone and Slipknots have gone? Who right now could we be watching on a stadium stage in 20 years' time?
Trivium.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Tom?
Unfortunately, I think it will be Powerwolf, but
yeah.
If I could wish for, I would say, of course, Dying Fetus, but,
right,
but I like because I like them more.
Yeah, of course, I get it. Okay, getting into a bit of German culture now, or maybe not. What would your death row meal be? So we need a starter, a main course, and a dessert. What would your death row meal be?
I would start with pizza, followed by a really good pizza. Finish off with some great Italian ice cream.
Okay, nice. Very Italian themed. Johnny, no schnitzel. I'll have schnitzel in mine. Come on, guys. Come on. I'll have schnitzel. Or pork knuckle. Go on, Johnny.
Ja, oder eine Schweinskruste oder sowas. Ja. I would start with garlic bread, a good garlic bread.
Yeah. Italian again. Come on, more.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, let's stay in Germany then. Then
Don't
we
have to.
take Käsespätzle,
Oh,
Käsespätzle with
Spitzer, yeah,
Schnitzel.
yeah, like that. Nice.
And yeah, as dessert, I take a very big, very, very unhealthy and very sugary chocolate milkshake.
It won't matter, mate, because you're going to be dead in a few minutes. So you eat that. It's fine. It's a death row meal. So you eat what you like. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to just go back to what would be on your bucket list. What haven't you achieved yet that you would like to achieve? That's sort of like that's next for you. Maybe a festival slot or something like this, or a certain tour.
Tom?
Yes, I would really, really love to play Hellfest in France. Would
Classic.
be really, really cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, of course, the big festivals. We've not been to the big festivals now until now, so hopefully we can go to the big festivals in Germany and
Yeah.
all over the world. But I really, really would love to play a tour in the US, of course, and especially in Japan would be really cool.
Hey, Europe could be at war with US soon, so that might not happen anytime soon. But
Yeah,
Johnny,
actually.
what about you, Johnny?
It's what take the same answer actually, but I really would love to tour with Dying Fetus.
Yes.
Great
That's
band.
that's on the bucket list. Touring with Vader was so great to
I
see
bet.
every night Vader on stage
Yeah, it's
with
brilliant.
very very cool people to tour with actually. But to tour with Dying Fetus, that would be very cool.
Brilliant, brilliant. Okay, I want to go back to Greece just for a few things, right? A few Greek things. Who's your favorite Greek god? Because for me, obviously, it'd be Dionysus, or otherwise known as Bacchus. You know, partying, drinking, music, and everything. Or maybe I think there's one called Pan that has like goat legs and horns and a bit of a naughty one. Who's your favorite Greek god?
I take Ares,
Yeah,
God of
it's the
War.
war, the violence one.
Yeah.
Yeah, classic. Right, Tom.
I always have a big heart for the water, so I would like to take Poseidon.
Poseidon.
Actually,
Nice,
yeah.
nice, nice. And sticking on Greek mythology, as I mentioned earlier, are we looking forward to the Odyssey film coming out this year? Is it going to be great or is it going to be a flop? What do you think?
Actually, I've not seen
It's
the
got to be
trailer.
monumental.
I think the trailer looks really good, man. You need to check the
Yeah,
trailer out. It looks very, very.
yeah, I should.
I think you're right, Johnny. I think it looks epic and monumental.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
And by
excited as well.
Christopher Nolan, so we can expect many things.
Yeah, a lot of Oscars maybe this time next year. Have you ever been to Greece? Have you ever been to their incredible museums? Because I've been to like Athens a few times, and I've been to some of the beautiful
Cool.
museums. There's a lot of vases and a lot of water carriers. I've seen thousands of those. Have you ever been?
I've been
I've been
to.
to Creta.
Pretty, yeah,
Yeah, me
yeah,
too.
yeah. Great history, great history. Okay,
Yeah,
so finally, what one Rise of Kronos track sums the band up the best? Because I'm going to play it next. So tell me why I should play this track. I tell you what, I'm going to do, Tom. I'm going to start this interview with your track, and Johnny, I'm going to end the interview with your track. So both give me a different track and tell me why. Tom, why did we start this interview with your track? Go.
yeah. So there's just one song that started the whole process of the new Rise of Kronos, and I think this is separate the sheep from goats from our
Go. Yeah.
latest album Imperium. I think this is one of the songs that really takes the core of Rise of Kronos into music. There's this catching chorus when which you can sing with us together. It has an epic start, I think, and this really deep verse where you can feel some kind of danger
Yeah.
is coming closer, and I
Nice.
really like that.
Nice, nice, nice. Johnny, what we're gonna play next?
Next, we play from our Council of Prediction album, Divine Betrayal, because it's one of our more other heavier songs, what you can call
Yeah,
heavy,
yeah.
but with a nice Cannibal Corpse touch in the verse, and it's a very, very cool banger.
Love that. We're going to be playing that next. Now, my last question, I ask this to everyone. What is the most used emoji in your phone, Johnny?
The laughing emoji, actually.
Great, of course. Good. Tom?
Actually, the heart.
Black one or red? or pink?
And the red one, actually.
Oh, traditional. Well, listen, Johnnie Tom from Rise of Kronos, thanks so much for joining me. Good luck with the album. I'm really looking forward to hearing it. And good luck with the shows and everything. Hope to see you on the road. And good luck with 2026.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Dan.
you so much. Thank you for having us. It was a real pleasure to talk with you. Thank you.